I'm Colin MacDonald, studio manager up at Realtime World's computer games company up in Dundee. I've actually been in this building once before. I was invited to do the keynote talk at a new building, and I was told to come to a big sort of grey oblong building in Pacific Quay. So I came over the bridge and drove in, and the first grey big building I saw was this one. And I thought, oh, it's a building opening. It's strange to see a big STV logo up on it already, but I came in, I'd been told to ask for the hub, and I came into reception and asked for the hub, and I got pointed down into this room, and I was standing here and there was an event going on and there was free beer, so I had a free beer and I asked what time I was speaking, and they looked a bit confused, but kind of got me ready to stand up and speak. But it turns out this was an internal STV presentation, and the hub is a completely different building, as many of you probably know, down the road that I was actually then late for. But I got a free beer out of it, so it's all good. We historically are a traditional computer games developer. Our legacy goes back to DMA Design, Rockstar North as it's known now. And we've made a whole bunch of games. We made 20, 30 different games. Some of our most famous ones being Lemmings, Grand Theft Auto, Crackdown, countless other ones. We're lucky enough to have won various awards, including a couple of BAFTAs, which for our industry, to have something that I can take to my mum and say, look, do you recognise this, is fantastic, rather than the usual geeky achievements that we usually get landed with. So we've been lucky enough to be quite successful in this area as a traditional computer games developer. So our founder, Dave Jones, that some of you will know, is the creator of Lemmings and Grand Theft Auto, and he's the creative director still at Realtime World. So he's had fantastic success, critical success, financial success with being a traditional games developer. So much so that I got this picture from his family barbecue last summer. Dave does actually have a collection of sports cars. They're not all Ferraris, but they're all different makes and models. Much as though we've had tremendous success as a developer in the past, we see huge potential as a publisher in the future. So what we're looking to do, in 9 days, 1 week on Monday, after 7 years of work, we're launching our next game, APB, All Points Bulletin, which we're self-publishing for the first time. So what I'll do is I'll kick off, I'll show you a trailer from it first, and then I'll come back to talk a little bit about what's been involved in publishing it. So just as a quick introduction, APB, it's an online game. It's basically cops and robbers online. You can choose to be the criminal or the police, the enforcer. If you're a criminal, you go into the world. Is the audio on? You choose to be a criminal, go into this world, commit crimes, and when you commit a crime, an APB goes out for the enforcers who then come after you.
Somebody or being nobody. Right now, you a nobody. Just a face in the crowd. But you want to be different. You want what I got. Start making some noise. Every asshole in this city's out there.
Gotta love technical hitches.
Running around with a gun. They're gonna be a big shot. They got no code, man. They think the law's a joke. Seriously, I look like I'm joking. Yeah, some say I'm not much different from them. Yeah, sure, we wear colors, we run in gangs. Some of us wear badges, but that isn't what matters. What matters is they do it for themselves. They do it to make a difference. Man, you on your way now. You got a name and a street rep. Wearing the right labels, making the right connections, you got your crew around you. Think you're somebody now, right? You're dead wrong. You ain't somebody. You're just a bigger target. They're gonna be looking for you. If you see them coming before they see you, maybe you still got a chance. You might want to still recruit. through the hype, you got everything you ever wanted. All that matters is making your mark. Let's do some business.
So, thank you very much. It's actually 200 people up in Dundee that have made that over 7 years. You're applauding, so thank you very much for that. They're working crazy hours at the moment in the last 9 days before we go launch to get everything finished off. So keep your eye on hopefully what's going to be a successful launch before too long. But talking about our sort of move from being a developer to being a publisher, it all started, we used to go out to Korea quite a lot. And back in the sort of mid to late 90s, there was the Asian economic crisis. And what that meant was there was all sorts of PC bangs, the internet cafes spring up in Korea. There's now 20,000 of them in Seoul. So it has a tremendous gaming culture now, but there's no traditional value chain. There's no retail for games. Everything's done online. Everything's done through PC bangs, through internet cafes. So all the games are online. You want to play a game, you download it off a website, you subscribe to it, you never go into a shop to buy anything. And we've been looking at this for 10 years thinking, this is kind of interesting. Piracy is an issue for us as it is for many industries. And as one solution to piracy, we almost want to give copies of the game away because you still have to pay to connect to the server. So we can give our clients away with conflicts boxes, but people still have to pay to connect to the server. So this is when we first thought online, digital distribution, self-publishing has a tremendous opportunity. But publishers, if you can't read that, it's asking the question, publishers, are they a necessary evil? Publishers traditionally, very bad rep as the developer. They're the guy that screws us, the guys that can the project and leave us to go bankrupt when we haven't got something else lined up. So is this what we want to do? And what do they actually do? Historically, they're the guys we always slag off, the guys we resent trying to change our game all the time. But now that we're wanting to become one, we've got to figure out what it is they actually do. So as well as providing a stream of money, which we've done by raising investment ourselves, we've had about $80 million over the last 3 years to finance the development of APB, but also all these other functions that we now have to do as a publisher. Like, or one of the things that as a publisher you have to do is have a visionary. Whether you like them or not, certain people running certain organizations are tremendous visionaries and have a vision for the content they're going to make, a vision for how they're going to realize it, how they're going to make people pay for it. And it's important that as you move into being master your own destiny, moving into being a content publisher rather than just a developer or provider, you have that vision. Data centers, we are building, or we've built out a big data center in Frankfurt to service all of Europe and one in Dallas, Texas to service all of North America. And it's something obviously, at least half the audience here has thought about, but you start looking at other things, publishing on Apple iPhone or iPad or other platforms where there's certain services provided, and you don't have to think about building out huge data centers like this. So it depends on what model you're going for. We are going in at the top end. We need custom spec servers. We need huge amounts of bandwidth, of cooling, of electricity. So we need horrendous data centers like this.